You're welcome to another interesting edition of the Economy and Politics Show. I am Otto Abasekong. The security level and the mood of the electorate during election period plays a critical role to the democratic process. In this edition, as we continue our countdown to the general elections in February, we look at the economic security level and also the mood of the electorate. The first key issue today is last week's call for the postponement of the general elections. We are aware that one of the challenges of the Independent National Electoral Commission, which is the electoral body in the country, has been the logistics of the PVC collection and distribution across the nation. On this, the National Security Advisor, Colonel Sambo Dasuki, last week called for a postponement of the election to guard against disenfranchisement. His case was based on the fact that about 30 million PVCs are still yet to be distributed. Reacting to this, the All Progressive Congress, the opposition party, stated that the election timetable should not be altered, warning that if it does, it will pose great danger to the country's nascent democracy. In another development last week, Governor of Adamawa State, in a stakeholders meeting, urged the Independent National Electoral Commission to postpone the elections, particularly in Adamawa State. This did not go well with some stakeholders in the state who believe that the election should still go on, but decided his case on the growing level of insurgency and also the case of the internally displaced persons in the state. My take is this, that for the stability of any nation, election dates as stipulated must not be altered considering the timetable for the handover from one government to another. Concern is that we have about 941,000 internally displaced persons, for majority that do not still have their permanent voters' cards. Now we go to security for the general elections. Considering the experience of 2011 and poised to give a better service in terms of security, the Nigerian security operatives have announced the deployment of 360,000 of security forces for this coming election. This will be nationwide, and this is to ensure that the election process and the polls are free and devoid of violence, rancor, and bloodshed. Also, on the part of the police, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Suleiman Abba, has redeployed Assistant Inspector General for the various zones ahead of the election. Also, some state commissioners of police have been engaging stakeholders on the election, assuring that they will maintain order but expect that the politicians will show maturity and avoid violence. On the security during the election, it is very critical, but we expect that it won't be a militarization experience, as this will send a negative signal to observers. It is also a prayer that the 2011 carnage in the Northwest will not repeat itself in these polls. Now we go to the campaign trail. It has been very interesting looking at the various campaigns from the PDP to the APC. Beginning with the PDP, it took its tour to Northwest, and also we saw campaigns in Sokoto, in Kano, and also in North Central, that's Makurdi. The president also went to Bauchi and Katsina. For General Muhammadu Buhari, it was also experienced in Kano, in Sokoto, and in Jos. In this experience, we bring you some developments that occurred during the campaign. One of them was the ugly incidents in Katsina and Bauchi, where the president's team and his various officials were attacked first in Katsina by some, we would describe as unscrupulous elements, and also in Bauchi. This creates concern concerning the fact that anybody, not just the president that aspires to become the leader of the country, should be allowed to campaign any way he likes without being attacked. Whatever the case, we expect stakeholders to continue to abide by the election peace deal signed at the INEC workshop on non-violence, and also call their supporters to avoid and eschew acts of violence. Now we go to Nigerians having their say on who they will vote. Now, one interesting thing about this election is the enthusiasm the various campaigns has generated for the electorate. And considering this, we had to ask some Nigerians to share with us. Some really had to take time to tell us, but to share with us who they will be voting for on the February 14th, 2015 presidential election. And here's what they had to say.
I'm Team Good Luck Jonathan because, as a matter of fact, I've not seen any better option yet. So we'll just make do with whatever we have. I'm not saying he's the best option, but there's no better option.
Why I'm voting for PDP is because I've seen a lot of things they have done federal, which people have not seen it, you know, because as our President Jonathan, you know, he diversified into economy, you know, to improve our economy. When you check the agricultural sector and check our railway, which have not working for 30 years, you know, now it has started working, and the aviation is doing well. And for now, Nigeria is I think, the largest production company, cement company in Africa.
I don't belong to any party, but in view of situation in the country, everybody wants a better situation. It has not been okay. So we want to try another person. I'm voting for Buhari.
I'll vote for my choice. So then the propaganda, I don't even after what the people are saying. It matter anyhow you're saying, it matter how your campaign is. But my mind is my mind, and I know where I'm going to.
To vote someone is not a problem. We have been trying to vote people just like good luck that we voted in all this while. We believe that something good will come out of him. But at this time, we discovered that a lot of problems, a lot of unexpected things. We could not actually meet up our expectations. And in terms of people now that are coming up, like Buhari and co, are coming up that want to be voted, to vote them in is not a problem. As for me, I'm willing to vote anybody that I can't trust anybody any longer, because if I say, okay, I'm going to vote Buhari for any reason, the reasons why voting him may not be accomplished later on.
To me, for me to think of voting for a particular person, the person must have gotten good records. When you are the incumbent government, we must have seen 1, 2, 3, or 4 things that you must have done before I can vote for you. If you are an incoming candidate, what are the things? What is your record? You can't just be voting for people just like that.
Well, for the upcoming election, I pray that God will guide us, that will be violent free, that the will of God will happen. There's nothing anybody can do. All the people are contesting, they've been with us for the past 20 to 30 years. So nobody's going to tell me anything about change, or about anything that's going to be new. As for me, I would have loved for continue to go on, because somebody started something 4 years ago. And they say if someone has done a first time, he's supposed to do a second time in the school. So for continuity sake, I'll prefer at the federal level that the government will go on. That's my personal opinion, and I have my reasons for that. There may be a lot of issues, security issues, corruption, but it didn't start today. You look at the genuineness of the person at the helm of affairs. And someone has confessed that he has seen that in all of this they are saying, you cannot pinpoint any place they say, this is President Jonathan's house, this is President Jonathan's skyscrapers. All President Jonathan's students are schooling here in Nigeria, none of them is abroad. So these are things we have to put into consideration. If you ask me, for somebody not to come and scatter what he has done in this past 4 years, 4 to 6 years ago, I'll prefer that continue.
Interesting to see how Nigerians are expressing the view about who they'll vote on the election day. Now, finally, the debates are coming up. The National Electoral Debates Group has brought out the timetable for debates. On January 28th, the campaign directors for both all the campaigns, the presidential candidates will be slugging it out, sharing why their candidate is the best for Nigerians to choose. On January 29th, the vice presidential candidates will be also debating to share and convince Nigerians why they're the best candidates. And also the grand finale will be February 5th, where the presidential candidates will all be articulating their positions and why they are going to lead. I believe that this will reach out to particularly the undecided voters. And so that will be it for this show. I want to encourage you to interact with us on our website, www.webtvng.com, our email address at news@webtvng.com, our social media handles on Facebook and Twitter. Note that your vote is your power. Please exercise your PVC and use it wisely on the February 14th and February 28th. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day.